If you're like me, you're beginning to get anxious about getting your seeds and planning your victory garden for this year. Are you looking to get the most yield out of your crops? Then part 2 of our 10 best early gardening tips will have the final 5 things to do to get ready for your garden this year.
Remember to stay with us to the end of the video so that you can see the cool and eco-friendly way we are starting our seeds this year.
I'm Tammy, and welcome to City Homestead Living, where bringing a piece of country to your backyard is more than our motto, it is a way of life. If you're just finding our channel, then be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our upcoming tips and tricks for how to live a more sustainable way of life. In today's video, I am going to present to you the final 5 tips for planning your victory garden. Be sure to grab that cup of coffee or whatever beverage you prefer and join me as we delve into the easy things that you can do to get started for this year. But first of all, if you have missed the first part of this series and you would like to go back in time and see where it all began, then I will link right here in the iCards the first half of this series, because at City Homestead Living, we leave no gardener behind. Number 6, start cooling off your hot fertilizers. We use 2 types of fertilizers here on our homestead. One of our go-to for everything is our rabbit manure. It is a cool fertilizer and can be put directly on your plants with no harm whatsoever. However, if you are going to use any of the hotter fertilizers like chicken, duck, steer, horse, that kind of thing, you need to cool it off by composting it. And now is the time to make that happen. Start turning your compost over and getting it cooled off before you want to amend your garden space. This is the time to get that going. Remember, you don't want to burn your precious little seedlings when it comes time for planting. You worked really hard to get them going. Number 7, it's time to think about starting your seeds either indoors or in a greenhouse. You can put them on a heat mat and under an LED light, or you can sit them in a window, whichever way you like to start your seeds. These are for your early plants, like your brassicas and your lettuces and cold weather plants. You want to get them started before mid-February in most places, but you know, this will lead you into our next number. Number 8. If you are going to buy your seed starts instead of starting them from seed, then I recommend buying local. Go to a local nursery who has their own greenhouse. Your plants will be more climatized to your area than if you were to go to a big box store who get their seed starts from who knows where. They may not even be bringing in stuff that grows really well in your area at certain times of year. I've seen this happen time and again. And why waste all that money just to throw it down the drain? You'd be better off to just go to the grocery store. Number 9, research the hardiness dates for your area. I'll leave a link below to the USDA where they have their Forest Service hardiness plant zones. And then you can look up and see what's the best for your zone. Because you don't want to plant your stuff too early, because then it will freeze. If you plant it too late, then you're playing catch up and you never really get your full harvest that you could get if you had planted it in the perfect window of time. And finally, number 10. This is really important. This is what you need to start gathering your growing supplies. If you are going to plant some frost tender things, you're going to need some row covers or some covers of some kind for these plants, because you might have a few days where the temperatures dip below freezing, and those frost tender plants can be decimated by it. And again, you don't want to waste all your time. You've worked so hard, to get your garden going. You want it to be the best possible victory garden that it can be this year. In addition, I would recommend getting a drip system. We use a drip system on our gardens because we can use far less water, but we get the water where it needs to be. Instead of spreading water all over a great big area and so much of it going to waste, we get the water right to the plants that need the water. And our plants did phenomenal last year where we had all of our drip systems. And so I totally recommend that you invest in a drip system. You can put drippers right on your plants. Thank you so much for stopping by the homestead today. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and pass on this information to other gardeners so that you can help them succeed in their victory garden this year. And as always, happy homesteading adventures.